I love this time of year. Now, don't get me wrong, I love all the holidays, but seed starting season, which is where we are at right now, is where the action is and where all the excitement begins, and this is it. Now, I am very thankful that I've got a great greenhouse space to do that. This is a Yoderbilt 32 foot by 12 foot greenhouse. So I've got lots of ample light. It's nice and warm here, even though it's still in February. And it's the perfect environment to grow out a lot of seedlings, from placing them into your cell trays all the way out to transplanting and going into the garden. So that's what's in store here over the next few days and even week or two. But before any of that begins, the most important thing for me and for you too should be to get organized and have everything that you're going to need ready to go before the day starts. Before the clock says it's time to go, you want to have it all out here. So that's what I focus on before any of this happens. So yes, I do cheat a little bit. I've been doing this for a while now, so I know how I can nurse these along. Even though this is too early in the game to really be starting a lot of this, I can make it work. But the point is, the majority of what I'm going to be sowing is ahead of me, and I want to make sure that I have everything I need, from the seed starting trays, the bottom trays, all the equipment that I'll be using as I pot them up, because things get very hectic when the clock starts and you got a lot of things to keep up with. So having some time to prepare ahead of time, that planning phase, is really important. And one of the most important things when you're starting seeds in a greenhouse especially, now it's just as important inside, but out here, when you have cooler nighttime temperatures, soil needs a certain temperature warmth in order for many seeds to germinate. And you need to take control of that. And the best way that you can do that anywhere, but especially in a greenhouse, is with a heat mat, technically a germination mat. And that provides heat underneath the bottom trays of whatever you're sowing your seeds into, to maintain a soil temperature that's consistent, that the seeds prefer in order to germinate quickly. And I recommend that if you're in a greenhouse, that you get one that's controlled by a thermostat, because that way you can dial in the preferred temperature that you want. Right now this is warming up, but I shoot for about, depending on what I'm sowing, somewhere between 80 and 85 degrees Fahrenheit for the soil temperature warmth. And by having a thermostat to do that, you can really dial that in. So that's super important. But as far as the seeds that I sow and what I sow them into, I am always experimenting. Now I have my favorites. I love these wind strip trays. These are like soil blocks, which are very popular because they allow for maximum airflow around the roots. So this is hard plastic, so this is never going to break down, which I like. I'm not a fan of single-use plastic, but this is lifetime plastic. And then the soil blocks themselves, that's what's in those cell trays right there on the heat mat. So this is a nice, wet, squishy blend of soil media that is my soil blocking recipe, but this is going to go into a form that's going to produce an entire tray of 72 cells of soil blocks, and that's what I'm going to do right now. This is a grown-up version of playing with mud pies. Yep, maybe one more little over the top, and then I'll scrape off the excess, and then we'll form it out. Okay. Now, I put this compression plate over the top of it, and I'm going to just work it down. It's pretty easy. It's really no harder than squeezing a lemon. Sometimes I spin it around because my hand pressure on the right side is a little stronger. So to make it all even, that's what I do. But there's no real strain here at all. It's very easy. And then I just lift up and pull up. And then I should have 72 perfectly formed soil blocks. Look at that. 72 perfectly formed soil blocks. And this will go over to that germination mat to fill up that last space. I'll put the lid on. I'm going to be sowing seeds into these today. But this is one more tray of 72 cells out of the way. And the other thing about having a germination mat in a greenhouse, Obviously you need electricity for that. And I'm thankful that I've have this greenhouse all wired up. So I have ample outlets everywhere around here to simply plug them in wherever I need them. And then in addition, talking about warmth, ambient temperature is important too, obviously. And so one way that I can even out the hot and cold spaces to make it evenly warm is through these ceiling fans. So I had this greenhouse wired for the installation of ceiling fans, and I just run them at low, but that just takes that warm air that I'm using from my heaters at night. I have a couple electric heaters, and so it's just blending all that warm air around, and that's one of the reasons why I can be growing peppers that love heat out here and leave them in the greenhouse overnight. And so when it's 25 outside, it's 45 or 50 inside, and that's not even really pushing the heat. So it's nice to know that you have the opportunity to do that. Now, one other thing that I want to mention as I'm looking around, these are some of the tomato seedlings I started early, and I have a lot that I'm going to need to pot up. But as I'm monitoring the watering conditions here, if I see that some of the trays are a little dry, or even maybe some of the cells are a little bit dry, I like to use this squirt bottle that has a gooseneck top. And then I can just squeeze out and precisely water exactly where I need that water to go. So this is really great if I don't need to water everything. I can just do a quick watering to the ones that look like they're a little bit dry. So I use this all the time, and I keep it handy right around those trays. But all in all, I'm really happy. Third year in, I'm getting better every year, and hopefully this is the best year yet. It should be anyway. But I love having the opportunity to be out here when it's nice and warm inside, still cold outside, and looking at all this greenery happening. And this is just the beginning. I'm about to fill up all these benches in just a matter of weeks. Pretty excited about that.